good, Dan. Thank you. In response to recent violence at schools and churches nationwide, the Diocese of Springfield is launching a brand new initiative to ensure safety for students and parishioners.
Western Mass News reporter Madison Lasowski joins us live from St. Mary's High School in Westfield with the details. Madison?
Yeah, that's right, Chris and Amanda. Like many schools and churches throughout the nation, the Diocese of Springfield already had plenty of measures in place to protect their students and parishioners. However, in light of recent violence, mass shootings, stabbings, they wanted to double their efforts by creating a brand new safety task force. Now, that safety task force was formed to bolster both school and parishioner safety plans, and while safety has always been a top priority, the organization is taking a closer look at their policies and procedures, especially in light at the shooting at Annunciation Parish over in Minneapolis. The diocese now bringing together members of law enforcement to make sure they are doing everything possible to keep students and all who gather for Mass are safe. Carolee McGrath, the media relations manager for the Diocese of Springfield, shared with Western Mass News that it's always better to be safe than sorry.
It's always a good idea to redouble our efforts, and I think that, we don't live in fear, but we have to face reality, and this is reality.
McGrath added that some schools have already put additional safety measures in place this school year, including reinforced entryways with a buzzer system and cameras, law enforcement members present for school masses, and active shooter trainings for staff. Now these measures will be looked at with a fine-tooth comb to best protect everyone involved with the Diocese of Springfield. Now, coming up later tonight on Western Mass News, we talk a little bit more about why the diocese thinks that this brand new safety task force was necessary. And we also speak with parents and staff members to find out what they hope for the future of this task force. For now, reporting live in Westfield, Madison Lasowski, Western Mass News.